Before we begin today, I would love to tell you all a story. It's a story about a little girl I had the privilege of knowing. She was one of the most beautiful and brightest kids that I've ever known.
She had this starry eyes, she used to love dreaming, and she loved stories. She used to find a story in everything. Story in an eraser, a pen, a tree growing somewhere behind the house. There was story in everything. She used to keep her thoughts in her mind. And every night before she went to sleep, her mother used to read to her. She used to go to sleep in her imaginary world. As she started growing up, she had a tiny little nephew. This kid was a beautiful boy. He had a different way of seeing the world also. Even if he saw some little grasshopper, he used to capture it. There's a different way. Not everybody understood him. It was their brother and sister duo which always worked. Along the way, they started growing up. And growing up means losing a lot of touch with yourself. So as she started growing up, she met a boy. He was the most crazy person you could ever imagine in your entire life. And if there was something that could not possibly go wrong, he made sure he messed it up. He had this special skill. But this boy understood her. He let her be herself. He took part in her dreams. And along the line, somewhere she grew up. She stopped knowing the little girl she used to be. And she became one of those people you call normal. Being busy with numbers, finding pattern in numbers, creating documents and presentations. After a very long time, this girl saw a music video and there she saw someone perform. And she remembered how she used to be. That light in her eyes, that twinkling which she used to be. And she fell in love with herself once again, that kid. So, I have the privilege of introducing these three people to you today. The little girl is myself, Shreya. The nephew is my nephew there, Agnishwar. And the crazy guy who gets everything wrong is Abhishek.
Thank you.
So, after so many years, we decided to create something of our own. To give everyone the chance to be themselves. We wanted to revolutionize the way you tell stories. And we came up with a little small family called Cotton. So I wanted to spend one special day with you, sharing the person who inspired us to be here today. I'm going to screen one of our movies. Thank you for being a part of my story and letting me be a part of yours. For today, we're going to screen a movie called Lala y Lola. It's during the time of great poverty in Spain, there are two people who try to hold on to each other. It's a story between a grandmother and a granddaughter. How they hold on to each other even when the world is falling apart around us. The movie is based on that and I'll leave the rest of the storytelling to them.
It relates to our life because many times we are not selected in many places, but we get disheartened and we think that it is the end. But the thing is that if no one is understanding you, make a whole world. You do which you want, which you like. Always we can't do that others like. Okay, so this I got from this movie and I will implement in my life. Surely it was an awesome movie.
Well, for me, it reminded me that everybody goes through difficult moments, and that personally, since I'm going through a difficult moment right now, it was kind of a reality check that this is part of life and that everybody has their difficult moments, but you can get through it. That's what I got from it.
Friend.
Yeah, so the short film was amazing because it had everything: humor,
Okay.
the tough times, And it's a good message how life needs to be led with a lot of energy, and even if it's an odd time, you should not feel sad that it's an odd time. So just face them and just move forward. The story was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that nothing is impossible in life. If tragedy comes, whatever comes, we can overcome. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, the movie is good. And the problem will be there in life, but you have to be very strong. And anything can be possible.
I like the way the movie has been made, and the way the lady is taking care of the elderly person. That is a commendable job, and we should learn from it.
The fact that even though her house was mortgaged and she was about to lose it, she didn't actually lose her priorities, and the moment her grandmother had a stroke and all, she spent time with her instead of running around material things trying to save house and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty commendable.
Well, I think that what we can see from the movie is no matter what happens, life is not a bed of roses and you should never lose hope.
For me, it was like I was very close to my grandmom, so that way I could relate much with this. So what I feel is these days we don't spend much time with old people. So and moreover, irrespective of what their age is, you have the determination, you can do it. So that's what I like the concept of the whole short movie.
It's actually about the freedom of expressing yourself. Since you see the grandmother could not express herself, but her granddaughter was helping her try each and every day to express herself, and after that when she orders a beer in a restaurant, that's the success. That's the success of the effort. Apart from all the problems that they've gone through, that's the success of their effort.
So it was very nice, especially seeing the reality in everything, where you don't have to really give up either your career or your feelings for someone, or the kind of bond that you create. So they were going a bad time, the husband was supporting, the wife was, in a mess with the grandmother was also supporting. So at the end of the day, it just shows us how normal and simple life can be if you do what you want to do and get it done.